Well, good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Chile, Central California. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm back, first week back from my vacation, and yeah, I missed vacation already. What can I say? So I thought I haven't done an issue of the week in a while, and this unit right here. There, is me pointing at it? This has been my issue of the week. It was actually my boss's issue of the week while I was gone. This is a Televideo cart, and we use this for remote clinics, basically. If we have people in prisons or just people who can't get out, they will dial in, and the doctor will be on this thing, and they'll talk to the doctor, and the doctor can see them on the screen back there, and they can talk to the doctor on their screen. You know how it works. I don't need to explain that. Anyway, it's what we use. It's one of our telemedicine carts. It's old technology. I don't like them. Most of our doctors have gone to Zoom meetings. But we have a couple of doctors who are really old school, and they do not want to use Zoom. Either they're incapable or they just don't like it. So we have about 3 or 4 of these sitting around. We do have some that are newer, that are really nice, that we use for stroke evaluations. Those are brand new and based on Android tablets. Those are really cool. This is just old school Polycom video phone. The way it works is you have, sorry, let me do this here. Down here, see this? There's a Polycom base unit right there. They have a PC if they want to do any kind of presentations. Our doctors don't use that. We've got a little wand here that's another camera input that you know, theoretically you could look in somebody's ear, but since most of the patients are remote, the doctors don't use this. And it's got a UPS down here that I need to replace because it doesn't work. You get the speaker for the phone right there. You can mute it, you cannot mute it. And then coming up here, you got the camera up there, you got the monitor. This is just a regular old Dell PC monitor because the monitor that came with the cart is down there and it's broken. So I just removed it from the cart, and I'm going to permanently affix this Dell monitor somehow. Put the Dell speakers that were on the bottom of it. That's a Dell monitor too, but it's got a different bolt pattern. It won't bolt up onto the mounting plate that's on this cart. The mounting plate is right here, right there. And the monitor should mount, the back of it should screw into this, but we don't have the screw holes on the back of this Dell monitor, so they just got to deal with it. So that Polycom down there that I talked about, that's connected into a little, I don't know how many ports is that, probably 8 or 10 port switch. And then that switch has an Ethernet cable coming off of it that you could just plug into the wall if you wanted to. But also plugged into that switch is this little guy here. That's a little Cisco wireless bridge. Linksys. It's a Linksys wireless bridge. Linksys by Cisco. So I used to call it Linkso. Anyway, so there's that. That wasn't even being used before. I just set that up yesterday. So that's the cart. That's all the stuff that's on. So what's the issue? So the issue is, last week while I was my last week of vacation, after using this on Thursday, Friday they call my boss and say, it's not working, you need to come up and fix it. So she and one of the help desk guys spent the better part of an entire day trying to make this work, and they could not make it work. So when I got back on Monday of this week, I took a look at it and tried a few things, and so I said, well, let me see if I can call into it. Now, I don't have a Polycom phone to dial into it like, you know, the other end, the prison system or whoever's calling into it. So I just used Zoom meetings. I used my Zoom meeting client to call a Zoom room, and I just called the external IP address of this guy. And it connected up just fine. You know, I could talk to myself from my laptop from the video. I thought, well, maybe that's going through my internal network. So I put my laptop on the internet outside. No internal connection, no VPN client running or anything like that. Connect to Zoom. Use Zoom to dial the external IP address of this thing. Works fine. So then I called the guy at the prison system back, and I said, hey, can you try to connect to it? Because I'm able to get into it. He tries. I can see it trying to answer, but it won't pick up. So I tried a few more things with the firewall, opening up, you know, making the rules more lax and progressively more lax. So it was basically just anything to this guy. And the NAT rules and all that, everything was working fine. He still couldn't connect. So, as a workaround, I had an older cart that's been sitting in my storage room for years. Looks very similar to this, maybe slightly newer. So I took that up to the telemed room where they're using it, because these rooms all have to be certified and inspected, and you know, make sure they meet the prison system standards. You know, no windows, no doors that people can just suddenly show up, locking doors, and so it has to be in this room. So I took it up to that room. He calls it, and the replacement cart works just fine. So I go tell the nurse in charge of telemed, and she's jumping up and down excited. I got a hug, big one. And so she's very happy. They were able to do their clinks and all that. So I took this guy down and I said, you know what, I'm going to overhaul this thing. So basically I blew everything away. I reconfigured it. And one thing that wasn't working before was this wireless bridge. It was just sitting there idling. It had never been set up. So I set it up. It works on wireless. It's basically just a layer 2 device. And the switch is just a layer 2 device. So I got into that thing, configured it up. Basically, you take a laptop and you set it for DHCP and plug it into the switch down there, and reset this to factory defaults. And once you do that, this thing comes up with an PIPA IP address, automatic private IP addressing, the 169.254. Blah 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 whatever. So it comes up with that, but it comes up with the same one every time. So you leave your laptop on DHCP, it comes up with an PIPA address. You know what the address of this one is by default, and you can get in there and configure it. So that's what I did. So I got that up. I connected it to a wireless, the same wireless network that the other video card is using that is working. So I set that up, and it's working. This Polycom unit connects to the wireless just fine. I can get on my laptop, connect to my internal network, and get to the IP address of that Polycom internally. So I went into my firewall. I changed my NAT rules. I changed the security rules to point to this new IP address. Same external IP address pointing to a new internal IP address. So I tested it yesterday again with Zoom. Again, it worked. I mean, it works for me. But since it's on the same network as that other video station, I'm hoping this will fix the problem. If it doesn't, then we've probably got a problem with this Polycom assembly point, which I am not familiar with Polycom units. I can turn them on, I can start them up, I can configure them, but I don't know, troubleshooting it. Plus this thing is like, well, let's take this wireless bridge. These things were manufactured in 2003, 2004. There's only one firmware update available from the website, and it's 15 years old. I installed it anyway. Did fix one problem I saw. So yeah, I'm going to test this later this morning. You won't know in this video whether it works or not, but when I upload the video, I'll set the title up to either say, problem resolved or still broken. So that's how you'll know if I still have a problem. So if I still have a problem, I'm open to suggestions because I'm not a Polycom guy. Why would it answer requests from a Zoom meeting and not from another Polycom phone? And that other Polycom phone can call other phones within here just fine, just not this one. So, and for the people that know more about this than me, I know it runs under H.323. We don't have, there's no SIP servers or anything like that. We don't do SIP on this. So. All right, that's it. I'm gonna wheel this thing back up to where it's supposed to go and test it, and we'll see what happens. And as always, sorry, I'm trying to thinking ahead, but yeah, you just look in the description. I'll tell you if it's got solved or not. Anyway, as always, if you like what you saw, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want. If you think these videos suck and I'm a dork, then just move on. You don't have to watch them. Feel free to comment, but you just make yourself look stupid when you tell me what a dork I am. I already know I'm a dork. You don't have to tell me. And if you have any prayer requests, feel free to forward those along too. Love praying for people. So we'll catch you guys next week. God bless.